right, so today we are going to be talking about helping our kids intentionally learn how to be more thoughtful, more considerate of the people around them. And we know that our kids are egocentric. We know that their little me-centered world, they're really only focused on their little bubble of themselves. And then we hope that we can teach them to think about maybe the person next to them every once in a while. So we need to teach them, though, that what they say and how they act affects other people around them, the cause and effect. And we want them to be more thoughtful and more mindful of other people and have compassion and empathy for other people. And we need them to know that you can't take back what you say, right? We can apologize for it. But just like once you squeeze out the toothpaste out of the tube or you punch a hole in the wall, you can take it out, you can take the nail out, you can clean up the toothpaste, but you can't put the toothpaste back in, and you can't make the hole disappear without a whole lot of putty and a process that I am not good at. So we need to teach our kids that they need to think before they speak. And that is a hard thing to teach, but we're gonna use this. Now, I have to tell you, there are really two reasons why kids say hurtful things. One is they're trying to be hurtful on purpose. And some kids are those people, right? There are mean adults, they have mean kids, those mean kids say mean, hurtful things. It happens, it's part of our society. But I found that this is a very small minority of students. Most students are mean because they are insensitive, they are thoughtless, clueless even that their words carry weight and can hurt somebody's feelings. They have no filter, they just say whatever comes to their mind. They have very little social graces, right? They haven't learned you can think it, but you can't say it, or maybe we shouldn't even be thinking that at all. So they don't really realize that even though it's true, it's still hurtful, and that they don't have to be painfully honest every single time because it's painful, truly. But we have to teach them how to do this, how to find that filter, how to self-regulate and think before you speak. So we use this method, the think method, and I did not come up with this, but I have this poster and I'm going to share it with you. So before we speak, and this is the hardest part, is teaching them to do it before. So we teach them afterwards, after they say something thoughtless, like, you're not invited to my birthday party, or so-and-so said I can't be friends with you anymore because of X, Y, and Z. You picked your nose yesterday, or you don't have the purple shoes. Or they're in the cafeteria and a student opens their lunchbox and it's cultural food that maybe the student hasn't seen before, and they're like, ew, that's gross. Or, somebody's not so great at a sport or an academic, and they're like, ooh, you suck at kickball. They may all be true to that person, right? It's true that they're not invited to their birthday party, but that's a really hurtful thing to talk about birthday parties. So we go through and we say, let's think about it. So first, is it true? Yeah, it is true that they're not invited to your birthday party, but it has to be, let's check all of them. Is it helpful to tell the person that they're not invited to your birthday party? It doesn't help them, right? Is it inspiring? Does it make them feel good about themselves? No, actually, it makes them feel really bad because they're not included. And I know that you can't invite everybody to your birthday party, but it doesn't make them feel really good about themselves. Is it necessary to tell them they're not invited? Do they need to know that they're not invited? No, they don't need to know that. And then, Kate, is it kind to say you're not invited? It is not kind. So then we need to then not talk about our birthday party. We need to not tell people they're not coming. In fact, let's not even talk about our birthday party at all at school. If it's something that you're gonna only invite a few people, then you deal with that off when you're not at school, right? Something like, you suck at kickball, right? You're so bad at basketball. You're not good at soccer. I'm better at soccer than you are. All right, so let's go through this. Is it T, is it true? Well, maybe it's subjective, but maybe it's true. Let's say it's true, right? For our older kids, we can say, okay, well, maybe you think that that's true. Is it helpful to tell them they suck? And I've had students say, well, yeah, it's helpful. I need them to know that they're not good enough to play on my team. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll give you, even if that is true. Is it inspiring? Is it going to inspire them to want to get better? Is it going to inspire them to learn a new part of how to play better? Is it going to inspire them to want to be playing with you? No, it's not. Is it necessary to tell them how bad they are? It's not very necessary. They probably know that they're not as good as the rest of the team, or they're not as good as you because they can't kick the ball as far as you, or they always get out. They know that they're not as good at kickball as you are. You don't need to tell them. And then is it kind to tell somebody that they're really bad at it? Nope, it's not kind, so we don't need to do it. And we can connect it with that empathy and that emotion by saying, how would you feel if somebody said you were really bad at your favorite sport? because they're better at you. There's always gonna be somebody better than you, right? Go find an older student, go find somebody in college, go find somebody in the Olympics. There's always gonna be somebody better than you. How would you feel if somebody said that to you? It wouldn't feel very good. So again, connecting that emotion to their action, building up their emotional intelligence. And if they don't have the ability to then label it themselves, I would feel embarrassed, I would feel sad. We can label it for them. I know that you would feel sad, mad, embarrassed, offended. Even for our older students, we can use these bigger words and show them, like, this is how you would feel. I know that's how you would feel. So we need to then pause before we're going to say something and decide, is it going to work? Is it going to follow all of these things? And if it's not, I need to think of another way to say it. Can I show you how to kick the ball a different way? Or keeping your mouth quiet about a birthday party, or keeping your mouth quiet about so-and-so said I can't be friends with you anymore. Like, you don't have to say what you're thinking all the time. This is a skill that our kids need. It's a skill some adults need. We all know this, right? But this is a skill we have to teach our students. And as we're doing this, it's building up empathy, it's building up their self-regulation, right? To like pause and think and then decide and then take an action. That's a huge skill for students. And it's building up their positive social interactions, how to deal with peers and adults in real life. They're learning these skills in real time. And if we just let them go and do their thing, they're gonna be learning the wrong things. They're gonna be blabbing off about how gross somebody's lunch looks, or how so-and-so's not invited to the party, but everyone else is. But we can walk them through it. And when we practice over time, when we hang this in our classroom, when we hear something and we, wait, let's pause. You can pull them off to the side and do it quietly. You can do it in a small group for whoever's involved. You can do it as a whole lesson. If you heard it out in the yard, you're like, you know what? I heard something somewhere today out on the yard. I don't know who said it, right? I don't know who said it, but let's go through this. Let's think about this. And you just do like 2 minutes. So-and-so's, I heard them say this. Is it true? I don't know if it's true. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's go through. Is it helpful to say that? Right? So you can do it as a whole group, 2 minutes as they're calming down, as they're coming in, as they're settling in, and they're getting ready then for reading or math or whatever your next subject is. You can just weave it in, these little conversations of these teachable moments. But when we take the time to pause, when we hear these negative social interactions, these little tiny tears that cause tears in the relationship between kids or between our class community and our identity, where kids are being made fun of or put down, we can, whoa, let's pause and let's go through this. Takes just a second. And so then as you're seeing kids interact with each other and you can kind of start to see it coming, you're like, whoa, think before you speak. Is it going to fill all of these? If it's not, you either need to change what you were going to say or you need to keep it inside. Throw it away in the trash can, the proverbial trash can, right? So walking them through how to do this. But they have to learn, they have to have practice. This does not come overnight. This is not an easy thing. But it will if we are consistent with it and we pause on those awkward social moments where we're like, oh, that shouldn't have been said. Let's just pause real quick and let's go through this. And this works for our preschoolers, elementary, all the way up to our middle school and high schoolers. They say thoughtless things, they don't even think about it, right? This makes them pause and think about it. How would I feel? I'd feel pretty bad. I'd feel pretty embarrassed. I'd feel pretty offended. And I'm gonna think before I speak because I want to be more compassionate, more empathetic. I want to be mindful of other people's feelings, right? I can know something that's true for me and I don't need to say it. And that's a huge skill for our students. All right, I will see you in the next video.